Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is a dark fantasy RPG set in the hauntingly beautiful world of Lumiere. The game follows the volunteers of Expedition 33, a group on a perilous quest to stop the Paintress, a mysterious figure who paints a number each year, causing everyone of that age to die during a ceremony called the Gamage. You begin the game as Gustav, attending the Gamage, where we get to experience his motivations for joining the expedition and a bit of background into the world of Lumiere and the broader cast. By the time you set off on the expedition, you'll have a growing sense of curiosity. Who is the Paintress? Why does the Gamage happen? What's on the other side? This well-directed indie hit gives you all of the answers and more in a perfectly paced and stylish delivery. With a unique blend of turn-based combat, stunning visuals and a gripping narrative, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 has quickly become one of the most talked about games of the year. In this review, we'll explore how it excels across multiple categories while also addressing its few shortcomings. The visual presentation of Expedition 33 is nothing short of breathtaking. The game's art direction draws heavily from the Belle Epoque era, resulting in a world that feels both nostalgic and otherworldly. Detailed environments like the Forgotten Battlefield tell a story by itself without the need for copious NPCs detailing what happened. As you enter, you'll see piles of corpses and old expedition ships where previous expeditions have failed to cross the barrier. It was here that I was first struck by the interplay of the central theme of the game, Clair Obscur, dark and light, or directly translated from French to English, Twilight. The beautiful ray tracing from the lighting striking over the shadows on a battlefield littered with corpses and tattered banners slowly flying in the wind. Environments are richly detailed, from crumbling ruins to bustling towns, each reflecting the game's melancholic yet beautiful atmosphere. The use of colour and lighting is masterful, with muted tones and soft glows that enhance the sense of a world just teetering on the edge of despair. Unreal Engine 5 nanite geometry really shines in the game, showcasing the level of detail that can be achieved, and Sandfall have really utilised this engine. Character designs are equally impressive, with each member of Expedition 33 sporting a distinct look that fits seamlessly into the game's aesthetic. The finer details on characters are exceptional. I noticed the hair physics, the tears streaming down faces, small scars, expressions of sarcasm, it's all there. The Paintress in particular is a visual standout. Her eerie presence looming over the world like a shadow is haunting. Overall, the graphics and art direction create an immersive experience that pulls players into Lumiere's beauty and rich lore. Expression and emotion were conveyed really well in Expedition 33. I found myself empathising with the sense of loss for the expedition, which led me to want so badly to see outcomes that I'd given up on trying to predict. My only criticism graphically was lip syncing, and how when I found myself investing further into character development, I was sometimes held back by what felt like bad dubbing.
You speak our language?
He had a lot of time to kill, so I taught him.
But that's the only minor gripe I had. The soundtrack for this game is a standout feature, which is often reviewed as top-notch and memorable. Composed to reflect the game's emotional depth, the music shifts seamlessly between melancholic melodies and intense battle themes. It complements the narrative perfectly, enhancing key moments without overpowering them. Voice acting is another highlight, with performances that bring the character's emotional complexity to life.
Gustav!
What?
Here, Sophie asked us to bring you your coat.
We sewed up the sleeve so you don't have to keep rolling it up.
You guys know how to sew?
Sophie helped us. Turns out it's not that hard. You really should have done this ages ago.
You did this?
Gentlemen, that was supposed to be between us, yeah?
The sound effects are equally well crafted, from the clashing of weapons as you parry to the ambient sounds of Lumiere's environments. Together, these elements create an auditory experience that's as immersive as the visuals, making the game a feast for the senses. I would go as far as to say it's perfect. At its core, Expedition 33 is a turn-based RPG, but its combat system sets it apart from others in the genre. The combat emphasises timing and strategy, requiring players to master parries and dodges, planning, and well-timed attacks. While it's not the first game to do this, it is arguably the first to integrate it seamlessly in a way that feels just right. This adds a layer of skill to what might otherwise feel like a traditional system, making battles feel dynamic and engaging. Exploration is another key component, with a world map that encourages players to venture off the beaten path. Hidden bosses, shortcuts, and collectibles reward curiosity. However, I felt the zones can sometimes feel a little too linear despite their open appearance. The platforming sections felt somewhat out of place and less polished compared to the rest of the game, but despite this, the overall gameplay experience is innovative and satisfying, offering a fresh take on turn-based mechanics. All characters have innovative combat mechanics. Monaco's bestial system, Mael's stances, Ciel's foretell system, and Lune's stains all give a unique feel to their playstyle, which you can make your own by customising them with Pictos, which grant passive bonuses in combat. My only bone of contention was the damage cap on the first run. While I understand it may have been to gate progression, I always find myself more invested when I can continue to develop my characters in an RPG. Continually hitting 999s towards the end of the game did bug me a little, but I have a feeling that may have just been me. Finally, the heads-up display was done really well, given just the right level of detail without feeling cluttered or overly obtrusive during gameplay. Expedition 33 excels in technical performance. The game runs smoothly across platforms with no major bugs or crashes reported. I experienced falling through the world once, which the game swiftly corrected, and though I found myself getting stuck on terrain to be slightly annoying at times, it was overlooked by everything this game just got right. Loading times are quick and the frame rate remains consistent even during intense combat sequences or graphically demanding scenes. This stability ensures that players can fully immerse themselves in the experience without being pulled out by technical hiccups, which in a game like Expedition 33 is so important. The game's performance is a testament to the developer's attention to detail, allowing the focus to remain on the gameplay and story. The narrative of Expedition 33 is a masterclass in emotional storytelling. The plot is gripping from start to finish, weaving a tale of loss, hope, sacrifice, and moral ambiguity. Each character in Expedition 33 is well developed with backstories and motivations that add depth to their actions. The game's melancholic tone is consistent, creating a cohesive atmosphere that resonates long after the credits roll. The writing is sharp and evocative, with dialogue that feels natural and impactful. The ending in particular has been praised for its emotional weight and satisfaction, leaving players with a sense of closure. While the story is linear, its emotional complexity and thematic depth make it stand out in the RPG genre. YouTube is littered with emotional reactions, showcasing just how invested players found themselves. The standout point for me personally was how I wasn't able to predict some of the large plot points in the story, where I found myself genuinely shocked, something which I rarely experience nowadays. This game is a one-time purchase with no additional monetization schemes such as microtransactions or DLCs. This straightforward pricing model is a breath of fresh air in an era where many games push for ongoing spending. Players can enjoy the full experience without feeling pressured to spend more, making the game feel like a complete package. Given the amount of content and the quality of the experience, the price point is more than justified. Innovation is at the heart of Expedition 33. The game's combat system is a bold reimagining of turn-based mechanics, blending strategy with reflexes in a way that feels exciting and fresh. Its art direction, inspired by a rarely explored historical period, sets it apart visually from other RPGs. The game's impact on the industry is already being felt, with many reviewers hailing it as a potential Game of the Year. It pushes the boundaries of what a turn-based RPG can be, offering a unique experience that genre veterans and newcomers alike can appreciate. Its success is likely to inspire future titles to take on similar risks, arguably cementing its place as a landmark release. Expedition 33 really managed to break the mold for typical fantasy and RPG elements by bringing creative alternatives when it comes to class systems. Each character feels unique and doesn't fit a typical mold. Designs of characters like Noko and Eskie are already smash hits with the player base. The world design encourages exploration with rewards for those who take the time to uncover its secrets. The combat system also adds to the replayability, as players can experiment with different strategies and party compositions. While the story is linear, the depth of the gameplay and the variety of challenges ensure that players will find reasons to return to Lumiere long after their first playthrough. In conclusion, Expedition 33 is a masterclass in RPG design, offering a unique blend of innovative gameplay, stunning visuals, and a deeply emotional narrative. Its combat system feels fresh and exciting, while its art direction and soundtrack create an immersive and melancholic world that lingers in the mind. The story is a triumph of writing, with characters and themes that resonate on a profound level, which has had a relatively major impact in the gaming industry. Expedition 33 is also getting a movie adaptation according to IMDb, which was secured before the game's release. Though the platforming sections feel out of place and the bad lip syncing can at times be distracting, they're minor blemishes on an otherwise exceptional experience. With its rich content and high replayability, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is a must-play for any RPG fan, and a strong contender for Game of the Year. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Just on closing, I want to say a big thank you to those of you that support the channel. Again, if you'd head over to ratethatgame.com, leave your own review of Clair Obscur, I'd be really grateful.